today we will show you a lot of cool stuff that got released and updated over the last couple of days. With me is Matthias, one of the founders of New Native, which is running lablab.ai. So I already prepared a lot of cool stuff I will show off. Alicia will share a link to this document where you can find all the relevant links I will show to you, so you can directly jump in and check them out on your own. So yeah, let's get started. The first one is a new image or video generation model called Zero Scope V2. And this is pretty cool because in comparison to older video generation models, this has a really high quality of generations. So there's actually one thing that's missing right here. So here's a small demo. There are also some other demos right here. For example, this is a panda eating bamboo on a rock. And you can try this out on your own on Replicate. And yeah, like I already said, if you have looked at previous video generation models, this is really a huge improvement, also in resolution size. Yes. Something else that I wanted to show off is this hugging face. Okay, this is not the right one, but there are a couple of really cool examples of generations. And you can just go over here to Replicate and play with some different prompts. So right here, I inputted sailboat on the water. And this really resulted in some really good generation.
Is this the same model? Because I've seen some videos the last couple of days that are like the horror of AI, basically. It's just like people morphing into different shapes.
And you mean this underwater video? I also saw that on Twitter with like some fishes that were just horrifying.
No, it was people in the one I did see. But they were it was very like morphing into different shapes. So kind of the arms was popping out a little bit here and there.
No, this is something else. But there's one thing that I wanted to show actually. Let me check if I can find this real quick. No. But if you look around, there are some really good examples of this. And you can also play around in this Hugging Face space. There are also some examples right here. So for example, an astronaut riding on a horse. Quality of that isn't perfect, but if you have other things, this is really great. And the quality may also be related to the specific Hugging Face space and the hardware that they're running in the background.
Yeah. Do you know like what resolution it can do?
Yes, they do. So 576 width and height of 320 resolutions. But this then gets upscaled to, I think it's down here, 1024 to 576. So here's another example of Darth Vader surfing, which is pretty good.
That's cool.
And I have seen that this doesn't take too much of VRAM. So right here they say that this only takes 8 gigabytes of VRAM. But the model is quite big, so I tried to download it and it was a huge model. But with this code you can pretty easily run this by yourself. Okay, then let's jump to the next topic, which is Audio Palm, which is a research paper that was released by Google. And this is pretty cool. I can show you the demo video right here. Matthias, you will not have sound, unfortunately, but the stream will have sound.
Hey everyone. I was thinking that for the Audio Palm website, it would be cool to make a video where everyone speaks their own language and Audio Palm translates it to English, showing how a single model can understand and translate all these languages. When would you all be free to make some recordings?
Sono libero venerdì pomeriggio.
I am free on Friday afternoon.
Tja, also ich denke, Morgenstund hat Gold im Mund, nicht wahr? Wie ginge es euch am Donnerstagmorgen oder am Freitagmorgen?
Well, I think that the early bird gets the worm, doesn't it? How is it for you on Thursday morning or Friday morning?
Okay, I think that's enough for now, but it's really cool that you can go from your native or original language to English, but with the same voice. And I think this really opens up a lot of new possibilities, for example, for like online remote work, things like this, where you then can just translate with the original voice to another language. Yeah.
Yeah, I did manage to catch a little of it through the Twitch stream. But what does it exactly? Does it is it text to voice or?
Yeah, there's a couple of different steps involved. So you have the original audio, then this ground truth gets generated, where you basically then have a cleaner version of the original. Then this gets translated with the English accent. Then this also can do like with the source language accent. And then it can also do just like with a neutral voice without any type of person.
But does it maintain like the original's voice in the other examples, or how does it work?
Yeah, exactly. It basically maintains the tone of the voice from the original into another language, which I think is pretty cool.
So if we record you speaking your original language, German, then then we could have it speak English and it would sound pretty much like you're speaking now.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's really cool and powerful. Yeah, there are probably a whole bunch of applications. I know like even like a whole bunch of years back it was talk about like this earbuds from Google, I think sooner or later would have. So basically somebody was speaking Japanese with you, but you would get it on English. I don't think that ever became a reality though, but it feels like with technologies like this, it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing that is missing here for a solution like this would be that you can do this live or like almost in real time. That's missing, but I think we will get there soon. And then just everyone in the world can basically communicate with anyone in online meetings or phone calls, whatever. Yeah, without the barrier of speech.
And the original sample, like you only need that one sample you're gonna translate, or do you need to train it additionally on your voice before?
No, it's only taking the one original thing, so there's no need to retrain this.
Nice. And is this available for people to use?
So there's no code implementation. I was actually looking for something like this yet, but these things often follow pretty quickly, especially from something here from Google.
Yeah, but I noticed though when it comes to kind of these things around voice and stuff, or when it can be used to kind of impersonate other people, not always they release the codes around it. But let's see, maybe they do it here. And then I know there are full-blown services or tools like 11 Labs, I think, that allow you to basically clone someone's voice.
Yeah. Okay, then let's go to the next topic, which is really cool. So maybe you already read about this drag diffusion paper, I think a couple of days ago. So basically what you can do is you can drag point A to point B, and then the image will get edited in this specific drag motion. So I will make this a little bit bigger. So right here you can see that this mountain is dragged from the bottom to the top, and then the edit, basically the mountain just gets bigger. Here the face of the cat is getting moved around. And also here the face of this statue gets also moved around. Yeah, and also I've prepared a small little demo for this because basically the code was released just a couple of days ago for this, and this is a nice little web UI, which you can also test right here. So here we have this picture of the line, And now we can just add some points. So my idea is just this line currently looks to the left, and now I want to make it look to the right. So you can just add these points. Let's make it like this. Basically just adding a couple of points here on the face of the line. And now we can press start. And now we will see that basically this motion is being created. And we can stop at any time. So let's stop right here. Oh, stop. And now the line is looking to the right side. And I think this can be really powerful, especially for like my first idea was mobile like photo editing apps where you can with the finger motion then edit your photos. Yeah, and I think it would be much easier, or the entry barrier to photo editing would be so much lower than having to learn stuff like Photoshop, these really complex software solutions.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, concept of kind of dragging on an image by itself is nothing new, but I mean, with the help of the guns and AI technology behind it, that it can maintain the clarity in the image and the clarity in the details is, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's just so intuitive to do this. And yeah, I hope we will see some mobile application or maybe even desktop application with this soon. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, hopefully. I guess the overall limitation are in the computing power in mobile devices yet in many cases.
Yeah, but maybe you can still run this on the cloud backend somewhere. This would have to probably be then a paid solution, but that's okay if it's really great and useful. So yeah, the code for this is released now. I highly recommend checking this out. You will find the link in the document. Yeah. And let's jump to our next topic, which is MPT30B, which is an open source foundation model. And the great thing about this is that they have, like most other models, one instruct model and one chat model. And something that's also really great is this 8K token context length. Because we didn't saw this in many other open source models with this size. Yeah, so this will also probably be good for agents and really long situations where we have to have really long context. So I wanted to test this, and I took here GitHub's privacy statement, copied this entire long site, and pasted into this Hugging Face space. So this is the 30B chat variant of this model. I just pasted in this entire text. And then at the end, I asked about one specific thing in the text. So I asked about the geolocation. So does GitHub collect geolocation data? If so, then when? Please cite from the source above. And then it answers, yes, GitHub collects geolocation data according to the geolocation and services section in the GitHub privacy statement. GitHub may collect geolocation data when it's provided by a user or derived from IP addresses. This data is used for various purposes, such as personalizing products and services, improving security, and complying with legal obligations. This unfortunately didn't cite as good as I hoped it would, but I went through all the location sections that were in this text above, and yeah, all this information right here is really good and not a hallucination. And yeah, it's great to see these open source large language models with such big context sizes.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that there is a lot of stuff coming on the open source, and then I also see there is a lot happening when it comes to performance or the computing needed behind models. I think somebody I don't remember exactly, but it was like you could remove 2 layers and suddenly it became like multiple times lighter to run the model, but now like performance loss, for example.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. Okay, and the next thing is, I think, something really cool. So this is also something from the University of Washington and Google Research, and it's called Try on Diffusion. And basically, I can show you right here that with this, you can basically take a pose and a piece of clothing, and then mix these both into one, into one image. So right here at the top we have the pose, and at the bottom we have the clothing style, or the piece of clothing, and this then gets basically put into one image. And I think this has huge applications for things like e-commerce, especially in fashion. Like they can do their own try-on things on mobile devices, for example. And yeah, if e-commerce stores would have this, then I think this would be a huge improvement to online shopping.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and just such a, you know, you have okay, so people can so you can take so you input this image from one person and then it put that clothes on another person, yeah. Yeah. That is very powerful. And is it open source?
There's also no implementation of this paper yet. But yeah, if you have the paper, then that's basically all you need. You still have to put a lot of work then into actually coding this out and making it work. But you basically have everything that is needed for this in a very detailed way.
Awesome. Cool stuff. That will for sure be very useful applications. So
yeah. All right, and then to our last topic. You have probably seen this already now, but this is a new Hugging Face space, which makes it really easy to generate these new QR codes. And yeah, you can try to scan it, and this takes you to our lablab.ai event site. You can just enter a prompt right here and then create these cool new QR codes. You can also play around a bit with these parameters. There are also some other examples. For example, this one right here with this lake type image. Then this sunny rock formation. Yeah, and also this, what is this? Ancient Greek thermal baths. Yeah, but I tested all these and they all work. So it's pretty cool to see, yeah, to go from a specific paper to this in basically less than a week. So now everyone can generate these cool looking QR codes.
yeah, but it's funny that such a thing is because there were quite some buzz around this one and people were talking on Twitter and I did see it a little bit here and there. So it's funny how a thing like this gets so much attention because it's basically just kind of remaining the shape so the QR still can be read while other things getting less attention. But I guess it's more relatable and everyone knows what a QR code is and everyone knows that a QR code normally are just like
black and white and boring. And I guess
yeah,
this is
exactly.
really new, fresh thing.
Yeah. That is cool.
All right, and that's basically from me already. Yeah, if you're interested in these type of technologies, I would recommend checking out our upcoming events on lablab.ai. Right here, you can see that we currently have an ongoing event with AI21, and we have an upcoming event with Google Cloud Vertex AI, which offer a very wide range of technologies. Yeah, so feel free to check them out on the website. And yeah.
Yeah, join us on and Build. There are hackathons going on almost every weekend.
Yeah, the next new technology stream will be on next Tuesday, so stay tuned for this. And yeah, I hope this is some good inspiration maybe for your next hackathon project. Yeah, and thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.